it's one of those traits where it's like, oh, let's give because everyone can heal, and this is our way of healing our party members.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
So nothing.
it's neat, I guess.
It's neat for sure. It's heals for everyone, but don't forget that life transfers on a 40-second cooldown without traits.
Yeah.
Pretty high. Alright, so next split to power, gain 300 additional healing power when your health is below the threshold. So, free healing power, and I still don't know how the thing translates into actual.
I like that one because you're going to
HPs.
have that more than anything that's above 75%. I mean, I would prefer having those types of traits than the ones that you have to be above 75%, which is never going to happen.
Because in a really intense fight, you're like just kind of scrounging on by.
Yeah.
Alright, but moving on, Vampiric Rituals. So this is another wombo combo, which is pretty neat because it used to be 3 different things, now they put it into one.
Oh man.
First off, Wells siphoned health. First off, that trait sucked because the Wells siphoned like less than 100 HP per tick. It wasn't really worth it. It was pretty cool in Wars of the World, but then again, it's very, very weird. You get protection, which used to be Wells of Protection. So you get protection for everyone in the well, and you reduce the recharge of wells. And don't forget, everyone that wells are now ground targeting by our baseline, so you don't have to trait for that anymore. You can cast your well or wherever you want it within the 600 range. But this basically gives wells a little bit more of an oomph, I want to say, because now they have 3 traits in one.
Well,
Very nice.
Also, it's nice because of the that whole ground dragon being baseline. You can now use this, say, when you're fighting in a large group situation like a Zerg or something like that. You can actually throw healing wells all over the place.
Yep.
Or if you got two like 2 Zergs that happen to be on top of each other, you're doubling up on that, and you can throw it wherever you want. I think that's pretty neat. I mean, individually, I could see all of those being terrible, but all together, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice because a lot of people would just run like backline necro or even frontline necro. But before, if you didn't have the ground targeting, you have to pretty much YOLO and drop it and poop it there and then get out. Now at least you have some kind of range to just drop it in front of you. Or before a fight engages and you just put it right there in the middle.
Dump it on their front line.
Yeah, just dump it. Dump it right there. Just take a dump right there. But you don't have to be there yourself. But yeah, so that gives a little more power to wells. Considering there really isn't much else to affect wells. This is literally the only well to well trait. So maybe we can get some more love later in it. Because this is pretty much the only to-go trait for wells right now. Nothing else affects wells. Anyway, and I heard measures are stealing our wells though.
Really?
Yep,
they are.
Necromancers get wells.
Yeah.
You're no longer a special snowflake.
Nope.
Taking my wells. Alright. Anyways, going on to Unholy Martyr. This one I didn't really feel the drawing. I played in PvP or Hot Joints for a bit. I do feel the life force gain, but I still think there's something wrong with it. Like, it's not pulling, let's say, 1 condition per ally. It feels like it's pulling 1 or 2 just because it feels like it.
You know, they may not have fixed all of those necro bugs.
You know, hey Nick, come on, man. I mean, we got downstate necro, now you nerfed it. Now you're gonna probably fix this and then nerf it too. But anyway, it doesn't feel, it never got changed or anything. But I just don't feel the draw. I think it's bugged, if anything. It's supposed to draw like a condition from everyone around you in like a small radius, or I think it's like 600.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think with what they're doing with the system, they're kind of forced to have to look at every trait, and in doing so, they have to check functionality on things. So I have a feeling that a lot of things that don't work right now will more than likely or hopefully work after the system comes in play, because when you look at something, you're gonna notice if it doesn't work or not. And since they have to do that by just how this whole system is working, that I think if it is in fact bugged or whatever, or if it's not doing what it's supposed to, they'll look at it and like, oh hey, this is broken. We can fix this with doing magic, whatever. But
magic,
dev magic.
That'll be some magic.
Too funny.
All right, but yeah, so that's just that trait. I mean, it helps you. Then again, here we go again. More sitting in death row traits. So there's that. Deathly Invigoration. So this one got changed to healing when you enter instead of healing when you exit. I I still don't see. I mean, when you enter it, um, yeah, you heal your allies, but this almost benefits you in no way. I don't think it heals yourself because it's you're in life force in death shroud. So I think it just helps your allies. But
Well,
what they
the radius is kind of small. If they buff the radius and the healing, even if they buff the radius, it still wouldn't be very strong. But they need to buff the healing too. It's kind of small.
I think it's like less than a 2,000 healing and
It's 500.
360 range. Oh, 500.
500 and a 360 range. It needs to be
GG.
600 range, and like I would
Like
say
1,500.
like 50. Yeah, I could see that because it is a GM. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's way up there. But the reason why they changed this, they said, is that because if you want to go into Death Shroud, you stay in Death Shroud. You don't want to just go in there and pop out just to heal people. Sometimes it could be, the what's the word, degrading, or it's not very productive. It's like, oh, I'm gonna pop my Death my 10-second cooldown just to heal you guys. But I kind of want to use my skills there, but you guys need it more. Okay, then here you go.
Yeah, I would. Considering how much they encourage being in Death Shroud and using Death Shroud, it makes more sense to have it when you enter rather than when you exit.
Right.
Definitely, it's more active too. Because then it's either you pop Death Shroud and instantly pop out to heal your allies, or pop in, heal, and then now you have access to all your skills that you kind of wanted to use before you popped out.
Yeah.
Alright, so well, there's that. So this whole like blood magic line, nothing really stood out except for maybe like the dagger traits. The siphoning didn't get changed at all, or vampirism is still the same, and the wells are now one trait in this whole line. So nothing too crazy there. Okay, last straight line. Soul Reaping, my favorite. Yeah, Soul Reaping. So if anyone didn't know, if you went 6 and 2 Soul Reaping, you get 30% life force. That is cut in half now, baseline. So Necros now get 15% life force baseline to their pool.
It's always nice.
Yeah, which is nice. At least they didn't take everything away from us, but now they make it into traits, as you can see down there. Strength of Undeath. We'll go over that later, though. So first off, Gluttony. Get more life force gain by 10%. So this is basically your Scepter 3, your Staff 1. It's free life force gain, so you really can't complain about it. I don't think any change would have been, in check. I think it's good where it is right now. It's free life force gain. 10% might not seem a lot, but that could be the difference between life and death.
I'm just curious. This isn't related to Gluttony. Is there a giant pile of salt waiting at the end of this trait line?
You'll see.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple. I mean, it's not that. It's not a bucket, that's for sure. But
like
mostly
a pile.
Yeah, maybe like one of those things you buy off drug dealers. What do you call them? Little packet. Anyway, moving on.
I like crack.
I like crack. All right, going on. Unyielding Blast didn't get changed. You Life Blast, it pierces and causes vuln. I think it's still 2 stacks though, if I remember correctly.
Let's take a look. It is still 2, yes.
It is still 2 stacks. Alright, so that was alright. It worked alright in team fights because you would just target the farthest thing away and it'll just pierce everything. But there's a thing about piercing Life Blast. Wait, did I miss something? There used to be a trait that healed through your... Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But the piercing thing is still kind of funky. Enemies aren't gonna line up for you to Life Blast in. That's one thing. And enemies.
I guess PvE. I mean,
yeah,
I do that all the time with pin down PvE.
But it's nice. It's something you'll probably take if you're gonna be going to Death Run and Life Blasting things. But it never got changed, and I don't see how I want to change it either. It's just that whole pierce thing that I still kind of really don't really approve of, because sometimes it could be kind of funky.
Right.
Like it looked like it passed through something, but it didn't do anything. All right. Same. Going on to Soul Mark. So this is where the recharge went. The one that I wanted on Greater Marks. So now you generate life force when triggered, and you get 20% faster recharges on your staff, which is really great. But considering that Soul Marks used to be Master, now it got dropped down, but it kept its percentage, which is really cool, because 3% life force is it's nice. It's free life force on your staff skills. For anyone who uses staff, you know how sometimes we're just deprived off of life force, and you're over here spamming your slow number 1 that anyone can just sidestep. Yeah, so this will help be more active when generating life force, and of course your staff skills recharge 20% faster.
Yeah, and staff has always like has always struck me as like a life force generation tool. That and Scepter have always seemed like the life force generation weapons of the Necro.
Yeah. Well, if anything, Scepter number 3 is the only thing that's life force generating. Dagger would be like the each hit.
I guess you do have a point. I haven't used Dagger enough on my Necro, so I am Daggerless scrub.
Gandalf.
I have no nothing.
You shall
Gandalf
not
needs a dagger.
pass.
Gandalf needs a dagger. But anyways, that's nice. That's for sure. I'll probably be running that. But this is the thing. Or going up to Speed of Shadows, 25% move speed while in Death Shroud. Ain't it still trying to kind of
I want
slowly
that.
squeeze us into? You want that? Here, you can have it.
I would
Have
take
when you're
it too.
blocking. When you're blocking, you get 25%. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I have no issue with that. I really
Or
don't.
with Aegis, with people.
While you have
No, that
Aegis,
would
you
suck,
remove
too.
25%.
No, that would suck.
Oh, how about that Shattered Aegis?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Does that even do a lot of damage? I was
No.
curious.
No.
Oh, all right. That sucks.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Anyways, with the skill, they combined this with Near to Death, which used to be Grandmaster because it reduced it by 50%, but then it went to Master, then it went to 30%. Now it's an Adept, so it's a nice drop down considering a lot of the other changes that Necro got. We're going to be using a lot of Death Shroud, so reducing the recharge will definitely help. And considering that sometimes you'll be sitting in Death Shroud, the move speed kind of synergizes with that as well. So this was a decent combination, I want to say. It was decent to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because of all those
Necromancer Sprint.
Necromancer sprints. Alright, but actually, I think back then there was a bug or something that it made it 50% move speed, but that was way back then. You used to have super speed basically in Death Shroud.
Yeah.
Forgot how it worked. Okay, moving on. Last Gasp is probably one of the most awesomest traits out there. Basically, you get free spectral armor when you're below 50% health. It didn't get changed because it's already so good. Like, this is almost a Grandmaster tier trait, I want to say. Just because of 50%.
You don't want to say that, dude.
Okay, shh.
Wait,
I didn't say nothing.
you get a stun break when you drop?
You get a stun break when you're 50%, yeah.
That's
So I would
bad,
say,
dude.
That's rude.
it's like you lock me down and it's like, oh, no, I'm dead. Oh, I'm free now? Yeah.
That would
'Cause
explain.
it's spectral armor.
That would explain why Necros just kind of walk away when I stun them or knock them down.
That's why it's a really good trait, especially because it synergizes with like spectral, or it used to not be reduced by spectral mastery, which we'll go into right next in the next line. But this is a really good trait. It breaks anything, and you get spectral armor. And don't forget that if you're fighting a Necro, if you see someone with spectral armor, you probably don't want to hit them for a little while. I just want to say this is a tip for people who fight Necros. If you see us with spectral armor, don't hit us. You get free life force. You get 8% per hit. And it lasts 8 seconds. You're giving us effectively maybe about half our life force by hitting us with that thing on. And the fact that we have protection, we're taking less damage and you're giving us free life force. So it's up to you if you want to hit us in that, if you can burst us down, but that's the benefit to us. That's one tip that I like to give a lot of people who fight Necros is, you see spectral armor, don't go do something else for like 8 seconds.
Make a sandwich.
Run on, make a sandwich, or just stand there, pop like into your pain or something.
You ain't stopping this freight train. I'm just gonna run right through that.
Yeah, or hide behind a rock or something, because like we can't really do anything. Oh, we'll chase you. We'll play Ring Around the Rosie for a bit,
Yep,
but then after
straight.
that's done, yeah, it's a really good trait. It saves butts a lot. So there's that. Going into Spectral Mastery though, going down the line. So this is your, this little chunk kind of saddens me and every other person who wants to Fear Wall. I'll go over it in a bit, but Spectral Mastery basically combines Spectral Attunement, which increased your spectral skills. So things like Spectral Walk. If anyone doesn't know what that does, basically you you put an anchor down, you run around in circles or run away however far you want, and before the skill is done, you can use the skill again to go back to your initial point. So if anyone's ever seen it, you can jump off cliffs and go back onto the cliff by using it in midair, or if you jump off a huge cliff, and you can use it right before you fall to negate fall damage. So, those are the little tools or toys that Necros get, and I hope Ana doesn't fix it.
Chronomancer's gonna get something similar. You're not gonna be
Yeah,
a special
no.
snowflake anymore.
This is the thing. Is it going to be able to be used in midair? That's the question. Because Spectral Walk is probably the only skill I know in the game that can be used in midair.
Ride the Lightning can be as well.
Oh, okay, right, lightning that works too. But then technically, you just fall faster to your doom.
Yeah,
that is also one thing. but it's very rare. It's kind of skill, and that's one of the things I love about it. But anyways, so it just reduces recharge and it lasts longer. This synergizes with last gas, considering that now it's a 40-second cooldown instead of 50. So every 40 seconds you get the spectral armor when you're below 50, and your protection and your life force generation lasts longer as well. Don't forget this also affects spectral wall. So instead of it standing there for I think it was 6 seconds, now it's 9 seconds. So your wall lasts longer. So this is basically a spectral oriented trade, of course, as you can tell. I'm gonna skip Vital Persistence real quick and just go to Master of Terror because this is what sucks. Okay, so if anyone didn't know, if you run a fear wall, you're gonna want Master of Terror so they run off a cliff faster. But your fear lasts 50% faster. This is the shitty thing because you want your wall to last long and you want your terror to last long. So it's as if Ain't noticed this and took it away from us.
Salt.
So in a sense, rips fear wall. That's all I can say. It's kind of ripped fear wall for a while. So that's all I gotta say. I'm a little saddened, but I mean your walls will still work. It's just that you either pick between a long-lasting wall or a long-lasting fear, depending on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And also, you inflict fear when you're down. So I think this is still bugged right now. When you go down, it doesn't proc to fear. It's only when you get stomped you fear them. It's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, it's so broken. Like I went down. I'm like, why didn't I fear him? Okay, he stomped me, and he stomped. Okay, now he's running away. What the hell? I'm dead, and now he's feared. All right, that's kind of counterproductive, but
a little bit.
Unless they fixed it, but that's how it works right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right, so that's the whole synergy between like Spectral Mastery, Master of Terror, and Fear Walls. Going back up to Vital Persistence, this one is a combination of Vital Persistence and Path of Midnight. So Path of Midnight was kind of build defining, I want to say, because having your fears on a shorter cooldown really saved your butt sometimes. If anyone didn't know, Doom, your Death Shroud 3 is one of the only skills you can use when you're CC. Like, if you're getting dazed, stunned, or knocked down, you can pop Death Shroud and fear someone off of you no matter what. It's always available, which, in my eyes, I think is pretty broken. Anyone ever experienced this? When you knock down a Necro and they can just fear you off anyways?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm trying to upside it with you guys. This is actually pretty broken. It's effectively a free break stun because if they don't have any kind of stability or whatnot, if you get knocked down or dazed or stunned for days, you can just pop Death Shroud and fear them off of you.
Right. I don't know. I don't think it's too good. I mean, I think it's strong, but I don't think it's what I would consider OP.
You're talking to someone who runs 2 stun breaks all the time.
But yeah, there's that. So it's kind of it's nice having your skills.
Yeah, but see, you can't combo into it. If you're stunned, you get the fear off, but then you won't be able to get your Dark Pact off because you're still stunned. So I mean,
that too.
I'm just saying
you have your auto wombo combo, but you can also use things
it's
like
good for a stun break, but it's nothing. It's not like it's gonna. I mean, it's not like it's gonna help you or assist you with removing boons that you normally would have done with the wombo combo. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's too. I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I run 2 stun breaks, but it just never really occurred to me to be too ridiculously strong.
What if? What if? Since this master line seems to have a fear theme going on, because you got the spectral wall for fears, the spectral mastery, and you got master terror for more fears and whatnot. What if for Vital Persistence, while you were in Death Shroud, Doom acted as a stun break?
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty neat.
That's cool.
That's basically a stun break, but built into your defensive mechanic, which is like, I think that's pretty cool.
Make it a thing, ain't it?
There you go.
Ain't it, please? But yeah, so there's that. I mean, there's nothing really else to say except for the whole Master of Terror and Spectral thing. Alright, but moving on, Strength of Undeath, you do more damage with the Life Force, and so this is where they kind of give you the other half of the pizza, I want to say. Shout out to Clender. Pizza. So you used to get 30% Life Force when you go all the way into Sword Reaping, so this is where they give you the other 15% if you do happen to go that deep into Sword Reaping.
Which you will be.
Yeah, which you probably will be.
No, you will.
I will be. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no, you don't have a choice. That's the thing.
You get it for free.
Right.
But anyways, so what do you and of course when you're above 50% life force, you do more damage, which I think is 5%.
15. Oh, no, I'm
15?
sorry, 5. Wow,
It's
wow.
5, yeah, 5.
Oh, if it would have been 15, I would have been like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
That's something else.
Please. Yeah, so it's like 5%.
Yeah.
So it helps with because in this trait line you used to give you ferocity, so it just helps kind of tack on more damage. All right, the next 3 traits, very 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 build defining traits. I want to say these 3 traits are something I think everyone's gonna run 30. It's 60 sword reaping now. Actually, what do you call it now? 3?
Soul reaping.
Everything is
just
3.
soul reaping.
You just
yeah.
call it running
That's
soul reaping.
Okay, right, I forgot. But these 3 traits are gonna pretty much define most builds now. So from the grave, it still makes you cry. So we still only get 1 stack of ability apparently.
That's probably
Numbers
gonna
might
be jacked
change.
up. That's gonna change. That has to.
It saddened me though that we didn't get at least maybe 2 or 3 stacks, because back then it was our only source of stability, our only source besides our elite skills. But with our elite skills, we swap out our whole skill bar. This is I mean, besides wall of power too, which gives you like a second. But this is what was our literal foot in the grave. This is how we tank CC, because if you CC a Necro, like we have some defensive mechanisms like, you know, spectral armor and the last gasp and everything, but it's really hard for us to deal with it because we have no surefire way of dealing with these kinds of things. Yeah. And as we are like that tanky ball that doesn't really move around much, you know, we kind of want to be like a mini tank. This is our answer.
I was gonna say, you would think that with a 3-second duration on entering Death Shroud, they give you like 3 stacks. That makes sense to me. Like I'm the person who hates dealing with target stability, and even I think this seems too weak at the moment. Like it's, I would say like 3 stacks of stability for 3 seconds and a stun break would be fine. Like I don't know.
Yeah, you are giving up a lot, so absolutely.
Yeah, especially for
it's
Grandmaster.
Yeah, it really just makes sense. I mean, they tried to alleviate it, like, hey, let's make it a stun break, guys. Maybe they'll be happy. Nope. I'm still kind of pissed. But it's definitely something that I still personally use and I still love. But it was mainly used because sometimes when you're like in outnumbered fights, it helps you tank everyone's multiple CCs coming from you from like the back, from the left, and the right, head on. Now it's just, oh, you pop it once. Oh, here, we'll just, you know, long range shot. Now you're gonna get CC'd down to death.
Have your token stability.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It just tickles. But yeah, so that's that. That was our big defensive mechanism. Now it's kind of poop. I mean, the stun break is nice, but ain't it please just a couple more stacks at least. Death Perception. This is build defining in the sense of the power build. This thing almost guarantees you 100% crit if you're you know, running full Berserker, Life Force Star, Life Blast, and everything.
It's unsuspecting foe, but better.
Wait, what is this? When you're stunned, you get more crit chance?
It's 50% more crit chance against stun foes.
Oh, so this is like free right here.
It's nice.
It is, although I should mention, for Warriors becoming a baseline, it's a Master Miner in arms. That's what it's becoming. Yeah.
Rip everyone.
Rip everyone.
Anyways, though, but so when you're Death Shroud, you get 50% more crit chance. If you're running Death Magic, you already get 20%, so it's 70%, and you just do the rest of the math for the rest of your precision. You probably get around 90% crit. This is absolutely balls good if you land like a Dark Pact and you pop into Death Shroud, or you drop a couple of wells and you pop into Death Shroud. That's almost guaranteeing your wells to crit for at least 2 to 3k a tick. On top of that, you're bombing your opponent with Life Blast that can crit for like 5 to 6k. So this is a really strong trait for any kind of Power Necro that runs Life Blast. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has felt a crit Life Blast once in their life at least.
It hurts.
Especially with fire and air sigils.
See, Arken has never experienced it because he just has ages and blacks and blinds.
I'm just gonna say I'm a Guardian. Actually, I don't. Believe it or not, my build has 0 blinds. I do have blocks though. Yeah. I wish I had blinds. I'm not special.
But yeah, there's that. It's just really strong. There's nothing much else to say about it. It never got changed. Actually, all 3 of these traits never got changed.
Right.
So next up, everyone's favorite condition.
So before you jump on this, should they just rename this trait to Salt Fire?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, actually, I used to call it Dumbass Fire. I'm just saying, because it was really dumb and we didn't need it, but they gave it to us. So what can you say? Just remember that before, the way it used to work was really broken. Basically, anything you did would proc birdie.
It was essentially IP, which is also broken.
Yep.
Which needs to be looked at. Yeah.
What's IP?
Incendiary power on NGs.
Oh yeah.
Powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. It was a weaker version of that, but it's still an unavoidable crit proc, which still needs to be looked at.
Burning no matter what.
It's
Alright, but that's Dumbfire, but now it's only like
Dumbfire?
Blast. Yeah. I call it dumbass fire.
fair enough.
Saltfire.
There you go.
But you'll be doing burns while your life blasts. So this is more build defining in the sense of Kani Necro. Burns still hit hard, and apparently burns getting changed
To stack.
in this sense because now it stacks. Yes. So depending on how it works out now, you're gonna have to work a little harder for your money. I want to say, considering that I think burn is gonna do less damage, but it just stacks in intensity now.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be a little better, I want to say, because what Necros used to do was just pop Death Shroud, pop a Life Blast, and they get free burning, and then they just do whatever they want. Now to actually have it pay off, they're going to have to do at least a couple more Life Blasts to get that full effect again. So this is technically, I want to say, a nerf, which is pretty cool. Because Dumbfire sucked to deal with. It was hard to deal with sometimes.
Dumbfire.
Dumbfire. Dirtfire.
Too funny.
Trust me, I know many Necros that call it Dumbfire.
Wait, what is the correct pronunciation?
Doomfire.
Doomfire? Oh,
Like Doom, the underworld
guy from Doom is
god
one.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. He's a pretty cool guy. I heard.
Yeah.
He shanks bots.
Doesn't afraid of anything.
Isn't afraid of anything. But yeah, so that's, like I said, these three traits are gonna definitely be probably on or Soul Reaping is probably gonna be on everyone's. Unless you're running like some kind of heal or bunker kind of thing.
Although, to be fair, with the core specs, this is kind of how it is for everyone. Like, most warriors, if not all warriors, are going to be running Discipline. Guardians, I think it's the same way. Your bottom trait line, that's one you guys are going to be running like all the time.
It would be Valor, mostly, but yeah.
Yeah, and Ellie's Arcane, like, it's a running theme. It's kind of been how it has been for a very long time.
Well, that's pretty much it's all about Necro. There's a couple things I wanted to say though.
What do you got?
So as a conclusion, of course, too much vuln in it. Take it away or change it to something else. We have too much vuln that you gave us, and that's not alleviating too much. Some of it we can keep. There's just some of it that can be something else. I don't know what, but I believe in you.
Well, it's a power line, so it'd have to be.
Yeah, it's the power line.
I don't know.
More might
Vulnerability
stacking.
helps with that. I mean,
To an extent.
yeah.
We're still as in PvE in it. You're not giving us much support. There is actually a couple interesting things that I thought of. Things like might stacking. Maybe when we're in Death Shroud, because you're giving us so much things to sit in Death Shroud. Why not give us a stack of might every 3 seconds we're in Death Shroud to our allies? That'd be pretty nice. If you want us to sit in there and be life blasting things, that'll be pretty cool. One thing I kind of thought of though is maybe if we fear a target, if it's Necro's fear, maybe the target will take 10% more damage. It's when you burn through
Maybe.
Defiance instead of having Ice Bow, because everyone just burns Defiance, Ice Bow, Ice Storm, rinse and repeat. This would be
Well,
kind of the
it's
same
getting nerfed,
thing.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
it's getting
changing
nerfed.
to the break bars, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
I
might-
don't think tying it to fear would be the best idea. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, that's a
That is
rough
if
one.
the thing doesn't run away across the map or around the world. But I don't know, something like that would be pretty cool. Something that's unique to Necro that places it on them and they take a little bit more damage. But overall, we still are a pretty selfish class. We're very sufficient, considering that some things like heals don't even heal us. We're gonna have to get out of Death Shroud if someone wants to heal us. There's so much times where in PvP it's I'm healing you. Wait, I'm not done with. And then I'm still in Death Shroud and he healed me for nothing. No, it's still kind of maybe if heals went through Death Shroud, just a percentage of it would be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
The thing is, that wasn't beta and that was OP.
Oh, even a percentage.
Well, I don't know if they did a percentage, but I know they did the normal healing
Yeah,
effects.
heal.
Yeah, it was broken.
Yeah, that I can see that being broken, but maybe just 10% even would be nice. So that your friends don't feel like they wasted it on you. Because you're trying to do your job and then they're trying to do their job and it kind of conflicts.
I think you guys should do more bones.
Or
More bone giving.
Boon giving.
Boon
Yeah, instead
I
of
can see
giving.
that.
boon
yeah.
corrupting. But overall, we're just still not going to be very great in PvE. PvP, we're still in a decent spot. We kind of belong on most teams, but I don't know. There's just a lot of things that I think Ain't could have given us, but they didn't. like I said, we actually did if anyone doesn't remember, I did a necro analysis of a feature patch maybe back in November 2013, and comparing that to what we're getting now, it's like we're getting the same treatment. We're just getting enough to get us by. We're not getting anything funky. We're not getting anything fresh.
You want to hear
Maybe
something
like
funny?
What's up?
They probably think the way they think Guardians. Oh, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, you're in a good spot.
Serious,
You're okay.
just like
But
that.
Look at Guardians.
Guarantee
They got
you.
like that 20% damage thing in symbols, and they got
That
all these
was
damage buffs.
actually
That's pretty
well. That
cool.
was actually something we were talking about earlier. Is stipulations to executioner traits that needed to be looked at. You know what I mean?
Making them more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a lot of damage, you have to admit. Everyone's gonna
Yeah.
want the Guardian in the dungeon now.
They don't already?
No, even more. It's probably gonna run like 5 Guardians now. Okay, that's not efficient, but still. That's just a lot of things to look over. But like I said, in Necro, there could be a lot of things to help us in this current state of game. Like the
Maybe.
condition removal might be cool, but don't forget you're gonna get a lot of like crappy conditions from people who aren't even running Connie damage when the Connie cap increases.
Well, I have a feeling that you're gonna get something in your elite spec. I have a strong
Yeah.
suspicion that the reason ANET hasn't really done any of that with your base stuff that they revealed is because they have it coming in your elite spec.
Yeah, so that's like one of the only saving graces I have right now for Necro is Necro Greatsword, because depending on how that works out, I just can't wait. I want to see everything that Desolation has to offer for us.
How likely, like, how much do you buy into the theory, the speculation that you'll be getting shouts? You're getting the shout elite spec.
I don't know what to say about that actually. I really don't.
I can see it.
I don't know what they would function as though. I really don't. Like, cause how Mesmer, their specialization is so. Oh, all right. Arken has to rip.
No, he. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Arken. Thanks for hanging out, man.
All right, thanks, thanks, sir, for sticking. Well, I guess Choxie is this is the Shin Choxie podcast for the rest of it.
Tough guys. Taking over the world, boys.
Taking over the world, just like with that one minion trade, AIDS around the world.
AIDS around the world, guys. Hashtag that.
All right. Well, do you have?
What?
You kind of gave a concluding everything on Necro. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to belt out before the end of the podcast?
Not much. Like I said, Aidit, we could use a little bit more. I believe in you guys. Necro Greatsword better not suck. It better not be ranged. It better not be Condi. Those are the only things I want to say.
Better not be Gandhi.
It better not be Condi. But I really am kind of hyped for the specialization, considering that Mesmer kind of just took their thing to a whole new level with the time changes and like time warp, or the whole slow and all that fun stuff.
Alacrity.
I guess they have like alacrity, whatever you want to call it. I'm just excited to see if they can take a Necro's main traits and kind of put into a ball and put some frosting on it with some maraschino cherries and some hot fudge for us. And now I'm getting kind of hungry.
Damn, you're going ham on that analogy.
But really, I can see them doing something really great. I have some hopes for Necromancer. I really do. Just right now, what I'm seeing isn't very eye-opening. It's like a Sunday from McDonald's compared to a Sunday from your nearest Italian restaurant.
Yeah, I could see them doing something special for you, similar to what they did with Alacrity, because Alacrity right now is only for Chronomancers. So
Yeah.
I could very easily see them doing something specific to whatever your elite spec is, and I'm excited for it. I'm
Yeah,
not even.
definitely.
I have barely played my Necro, and I am excited for whatever they bring to the table.
All right, but we can only wait and see, guys.
Only wait to see. All right, so since I would normally ask, normally ask Arken what to do for the next episode, he's not here. So Choxie, what do you think we should hit for the next profession for the core spec discussion? I mean, you won't be on the cast next time, but what do you think? What do you think we should do? What do you think Arken and I should hit for?
I think you guys should go over that class. The one with the pistols and the daggers, and the one with the tanky armor that can just pew pew all day. And then they have that mechanic called stealth, I think. You know that thing where you just hide?
Yeah, I
and all
think
that,
they're
and then
like Bruce.
you just
They're,
watch-
no,
yeah,
they're like
you know.
thug bandits.
They just like pew pew all
I
day.
think they have something to do with like taking people's stuff without asking.
I think it was called stealing.
Stealing?
Yeah, they used and they just like eat it and you know all that kind of fun stuff.
I think we're running around this bush a little too much.
Alright, yeah,
All right. So yeah,
so-
guys, we will jump on the thief for the next episode. We'll go over the trait lines, the core specs, and all that fun stuff. Similar to what we've done for the previous episode and this one. Choxie, I know you didn't want this to go 2 hours, but it ended up being 2 hours. So.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm just a little hungry.
Yeah.
I was talking about Sundays all of a sudden. I think I get some ice cream.
Rip. All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna say thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks everyone for listening. I will be putting this on YouTube as per usual after this cast. I want to thank Choxie for putting in the time and coming on the cast. It's been a real pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, happy to had some really insightful stuff, and it's nice to have people who actually know these classes coming on, as opposed to Arken and I kind of like, oh yeah, this is pretty neat. This is pretty cool. We don't know what it does, but it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. We'll be doing Thief next episode. This has been episode 11 of the Shin-Arken podcast with myself, Shin, myself, Shin, Arken, who is currently gone for the rest of the cast, and
Just left us.
yeah, he's like, oh,
Just
gotta
kidding,
go,
right.
and Choxie. Check out Choxie. He is an awesome streamer. He's got a YouTube as well. He is just a really chill guy. I like hanging out on his stream. He's fantastic, good sense of humor. I will be leaving links and plugs to his stuff in the description of the video that goes up on YouTube, so be sure to check him out. And with that, that has been Shin-Arken Podcast. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, everybody.